Hey, welcome back. This is a reading of How to Upgrade Your Human, take two, because computer things. All right, so I'm going to wait for everyone to get in here and say hello. Or you know what? Jump right into it. Oh no. Tell me if the connection is all right, and then we'll begin. Okay, so it has been discovered that we are infinity. Infinity is the base substrate of our existence, born through the paradox that we cannot be aware of the lack of awareness, subsequently creating every individual point of awareness possible, and yet remaining unified. So this is quantum physics, this is the self, source, God, the innermost environment that has created our existence. And one of the firm hurdles is accepting this metaphysical aspect of our reality, accepting that there's something before the body that was aware now, and will continue on, and there's an evolution that takes place. The firm acceptance of this essentially removes sweeping aspects of anxiety from our life because we can trust in the natural, infinitely intelligent cosmological forces to create the environment that is best suited for us, and we're here together to figure all of this out. So the physics of our life represent a small band of this great infinity, and our fleshes have labeled this as light, source, energy, or God. The electromagnetic spectrum is a scientific interpretation rather than a 100% objective truth. Somewhere our very consciousness is on this spectrum, the same spectrum that contains physical matter, sound, energy, and heat. This cannot be extrinsic from general intelligence and creativity, because everything that we are has surmised from the very same substrate. We all came from the same place, this is why the will is sacred, because it's the greatest gift that you have. You have an influence over the greatest creation, over the great creation. So awareness precedes all physical and mental machinations. This awareness influences the flow of our energy, or our light, that courses through our nervous system and in our blood, and manifests most prominently in our nervous system and heart. I guess I already said that. Yay! We can only learn through the observation of information and the reobservation through critical thinking. Thinking being an intentional creationary act, and the encouragement of our neurology to create outstanding and more resonant connections with truth. The way things are, why things make sense, how things happen, science, science, there's truth in science. There's a spectrum of truth. Things can be more true than others. Two things can be true. This means that our philosophical orientation, or North Star archetypal aspiration, is the most crucial fundament of our reality to master, for it is what decides how information enters us and how we feel about it. Repeated negative orientations towards reality create the miscongruent habitual act of our identity, demeanor, and dominant mood cycle. Acknowledging the neurochemical aspect of our life and understanding things to the atomic level does not disprove or cast away the notion of a metaphysical essence or the validity of the desire to grok it. We, as awareness, can leverage this understanding to evolve our behavior. Our behavior has predictable effects on the body, and the totality of our chemical existence comprises the way that we feel. When we remove emotional and identity-based attachments to the results of our actions and the chaos of our daily lives, we can rapidly accelerate the intuitive understanding of our way of life. This understanding accumulates in the brain and is stifled by what we resist, or when we resist the truth of how we felt, where we are now, and what we desire. The blockages are belief systems, or habits of mind, and defense mechanisms housed in our psychology and our memory bank. This is what happens when we hold back an emotion and form an identity that refutes its reality. In extreme cases, this can look like narcissism and depression. It's like being hurt and then holding tension in that area of emotion for decades. This is where posture can be manipulated, harmed. Don't know the word. Finding my place. This tension is released through the physiological movement of acceptance and through psychological integration, through consistent mindfulness and meditative exploration. So this is where yoga meets meditation meets therapy. And if you guys didn't know, therapy comes from the same place that meditation did. Theravada Buddhism, T-H-E-R. So a therapist was one who applied these questions to people, right? They brought certain questions that parsed certain neurology, parsed certain conceptions of reality, and provided statements that could either help unkink that, or tools that then that person could go out into the world and use to meditate their mind, to maintain mindfulness, fullness of mind. So therapy meets meditation, meets yoga. Yoga relaxes the body, which is where our memories, our pain, and our emotions are, right? The body is the brain. And the more we start to see that connection, the more we start to see what molecules we're putting inside of us, how we're breathing that's affecting our chemistry, all these things that you already know. But that's where the yogic arts, the yogic sciences come from. It was the study of how the human works. So just a small amount of this can increase your intelligence, your creativity, and everything. So this understanding of consciousness has been discovered and rediscovered throughout human history. These insights are accessed when we fully accept everything that is and feel to understand, rather than try to outthink or outpurchase our suffering. Negativity is half of life. Ignoring it would be ignoring 50% of the emotion that we need to thrive in the middle way. The truth exists. It is everything. It's the way that things are. And since we are that, we can ground further understandings of truth into our mind for use of enrichment for our creations, quality of life, and spiritual liberation. So this is from my book, How to Upgrade Your Human. I highly recommend it. Proceeds support the free education, my nonprofit, which is incubating these solar punk communities, transforming education, mental health, trying to get this information into the hands of the people. So buying my book, it really helps out. We can read more. Why not? Here's some images from it. Okay. So this is the spectrum of human consciousness. So this is the intensity of your emotionality. And yes, enlightenment is sort of like an emotion, right? Because there's love and joy. There's the feeling of love and joy, and you can operate from that place. And what's interesting is the majority of humanity, sorry if it's blurry here, the majority of humanity is just in this threshold. So there are average humans. There are below average humans. There are evil people who live in negative emotion, depletionary. They take more than they're generating inside of their body. This is the exuberance of your light, right? So when we become more enlightened, we're more filled with light. The exuberance of life moves us into it. So, we can have a mushroom experience that puts us here. So are we 500? Oh, I've achieved 500. My power level has increased. We can have states of this, experiences that we draw from. So mushroom experience, okay, I'm back here. But maybe I wait up here. I know what's going on over here, so I'm going to try. Yes, I'm a child. That's okay. Yeah. So works of genius come from this, and statements like I am are up here. Okay. So it's the most true thing. You are. That's the most provable thing to your experience. All right. This is what we try to achieve through meditation. We're working with our energies. All right. They're in the body. All right. And this is the scientific interpretation. And not all of these things are perfect truths, right? You think used in medicine for killing cancer cells. Why would I want to raise my vibration? No, this is like an individual aspect of the band of color, which you typically see. So there are more qualities than killing cancer. And in fact, it's kind of funny, the monks who use the chi to kill cancer. Look it up. Okay. So source, everything, this is infinity. It's what exists, right? Either we're finite, which means we're predetermined. You can predict every movement of every atom and every molecule and every aspect of your life with math. That's one interpretation. Or there's will, right? There's literally free will. And if you have free will, you must be an individual aspect of the one great same thing that we all are, the substrate of our existence, everything before it is someone. And then Pink Floyd, I mean, it splits out into individuation, space-time dilation, and frequency. So this band, the color, right? And these are the chakras. These are the days of the week, right? The divine, or what is it? Sacred geometry. I knew what it was. The sacred geometry and sacred numerology of our life. It can all be found here. There is a science, there's a math up to a level, right? But not when it comes to your will. Yes, Froggy. Consistently froggy. I love it. What makes you froggy? Okay, reading more. I don't know if there's more pictures. I should know. Okay, we can read some of this. Yes, or show the images. So the chakras, we think, oh, I'm gonna be able to, run up trees or throw a fireball when I activate the chakras. But you guys know basically, right? You've already learned all of this pretty much. But the connection here is the nervous system, right? What's wiggling my fingers right now. I'm depolarizing and polarizing muscles through my intention. And then we ask, what is that? Where is an intention? How am I doing this? And we move that into our mind for our understanding of reality. Hooray. Okay. So no shocker that people who sat down just with the brain trying to figure it out, figured out something that works. And it's just the recontextualization, of our perspective, our paradigm. I'm not zooming in for dramatic effect. Just wanted to zoom in. Maybe it was too much. Okay. Today, Western culture believes that yoga is merely focused stretching. However, yoga, meaning union, was the science of understanding and enhancing the human physiology, including our psychological mind, refining one's own creative essence, and living forever. There are 8 subsects of yoga, stretching being one, all designed to refine our vessel to more cleanly channel our creative spiritual essence or soul. That light, the original light, which contains capacities of the desire to evolve, intelligence itself, the reason that things make sense, and so on. And again, it's coping with the fact that, like, why, oh God, why did I choose this experience? I am suffering every single day. I wish that I would not wake up tomorrow. Our society is in ruins. Why am I awake? But we can find a reason to live. So, finding my place. The powerhouse of emotions and drive. The main blockages from this access are almost always due to identity and clinging to some sort of slow drip of validation for our every thought and our damning grievances. The soul is the conglomeration of the essence of our understanding as an individuation of the one great same thing. Consider that we are now in our present life. Oh my God. Consider that the way that we are now in our present life is simply the totality of what we have collected in our nervous system, or our past, the impressions that we've accumulated from reality. And how we choose to use that information in the ever unfolding movement of time and the future. We do not summon every justification for our actions in our mind before every single one of our actions. We simply act habitually and intuitively, just like walking. At one point we had to bang our head into the side of a coffee table 1,000 times before the movement was kind of locked into our nervous system, and now through our mere intention we can instantly electrically activate the body to walk. So imagine that exact same concept, but with our psychology and the way that we perceive the world, the way that we consistently interpret our reality. All that is the conglomeration of our past, our next best guess as to how to navigate our world. So we're just improving our next best guess, and this is where divine love as a concept can help. Not necessarily like you close your eyes and you see angels all the time. Oh my God. you can get to that place, but it is okay, so divine love as a concept. So what if there was a force that loved me in every single one of my moments through life? All the times that I did somebody wrong, they still loved me. They held hope for me. They knew my potential. They knew that I have my own will. I'm at the mercy of my own actions. They held their highest for me. They understood why I might have hurt that person. They might understand the fullest context of the pain that made me cause that action. So they knew about the pain. They knew about the struggle as a human being. We don't know everything. We are mortal, and we are at the mercy of our fleshes to the degree opposite of our enlightenment. So if there was a divine loving force, it would be smart enough to love me through that. So in my efforts to love, I'm going to recognize that within others. Now there is the human domain. If somebody punches you, you're not just going to smile at them, right? Thanks. There's balances to this. There's intentions. Where did the intention come from? So if the intention of somebody was to harm you, you can defend, and you can subdue, and you can escape, or live your life how you want to live it, baby. Yeah. Oh, yes. No condition. So if there's no conditions, then the ethics that we place onto ourselves, the pressures that we place onto ourselves, are of our own making, of humanity's own making. It's part of the process of evolving as a being. It's okay that there's kinks, right? That's why we're still able to evolve. And if the universe was perfect, it would include imperfection as a possibility. The intuition is the widest aspect of our mind. It is the totality of our subconscious, and comprised yet again by what we intentionally repeat into our mind, and the subconscious propagations of thought compromised from these habits. So we can close our... What is happening? So we can close our eyes right now and try not to think, or try to focus on our breath, and there will just be thoughts, right? There's just stuff already going on that you can hear or see that you're not trying to put there. So that's the subconscious. That's the roiling machinations of the subconscious. So everything you've ever done or thought about is in there. Everything that's happened to you is in there. And it's what drives your life through these subtle impulses, right? That from the urge of hunger to then go and eat, to the urge of meaning and purpose to find it. So the soul, or individuation, does have physical elements that can be observed. However, the majority of closely relevant modern scientific minds have not yet had a large-scale understanding of the spirituality of our life and the finer subatomic subtleties of our reality. These are the qualities rather than the physics, including awareness, the concept of infinity, and metaphysical perception. This is largely due to the fact of risking credibility, missing the necessity, and their own unwillingness to confront their fundamental beliefs about their identity and the way of understanding to the depth required for spiritual insight. Whether you fully believe in the soul or have a vague curiosity about it, we can still come to all necessary spiritual insight through a cursory understanding of the light that obviously animates our body. This light has been referred to as chi, prana, life force, ether, source, kundalini, and bioelectrical energy. Postural adjustment, and breath work are the most potent practices to undertake to increase the flow of this energy and the progression of spiritual insight. Right? We're becoming more enlightened. We're increasing the electrical conductivity of our nervous system. We're making decisions more quickly. So spirituality is about finding and refining your truest self and being that. As an an enigmatic force of intuition, right? So instead of scripting every single situation in your life, you're able to trust your instincts to respond naturally. So what we do on the cushion increases our ability to respond naturally to the environment. So yes, we're still going to have to motivate ourselves, discipline ourselves, do the right thing even though it's hard. But this light will move us. We'll have a heightened exuberance for life and access. And we need to go into our psychology to be able to do this, to be able to see information and then not be afraid of it and then utilize it. So this can be trauma. Trauma enters us and we hold on to it. We do. This is how we defend it. This is how we run away from it. And then, in our adulthood, we're encouraged to relax that and go into the entire psychology of why we were holding on to it and how we've been for years and years and years and years and years and years. So that's yoga and meditation. It's relaxing the body, going into our memories, reorienting the operating system, opening our eyes and doing our best to adhere to what we learned during that meditation and evolving naturally every single day. I think I covered basically what I wrote here. So yes, this is from How to Upgrade Your Human. My book, it is here. Let me tell you about this book. It should have been written years ago. So that's my thing, getting myself to do things. And I'm exploring that action is the hardest part of life. Okay, so I'm going to catch up with you guys and then I'm going to bounce off. But yes, please. The book directly supports free education, my nonprofit, me. I do everything for free. So, oh yeah, we were going to look at these resources. Yes, okay. So in the book, you will have access to all of these resources, such as the science of Kundalini, our energy body, creative spirit. This is insane. This is insane. It's the encyclopedia of the spiritual sciences of our intelligence, consciousness, all of these things that have been discovered throughout history. I didn't know where I was going with that. You can probably sense it. And AYP site, by far, oh my God, this is insane. Maybe we should take a look. But it's an interpretation of the practices found within Buddhism. Right? So Buddhism wasn't just a bunch of scriptures and stories and concepts, right? There were actual in-depth, detailed teachings of how to go into the mind, activate psychic powers, enhance the body, right? All the stuff that we were talking about, being a conduit for the light of the universe. And you have to give yourself this respect, guys. You have to give yourself this respect as an individuation of the universe, just as an eagle or an ant or your sister, anybody. That's the sacredness of our life. That we all have a will. That we have the fortune to interact with each other. That we trust ourselves. So find that in your life. This is how yoga ties into releasing trauma. These are some exercises that you can explore. Breath work, pranayama, this is the Wim Hof stuff. Wim Hof learned from yogis. Jesus learned from yogis. These practices were well known throughout human history, and now they're becoming marvels. It's some kind of marvel that a dude can hold his breath, maybe, splash around in some cold water. We bathed in waterfalls. We bathed in very cold water. Our bodies were way more conditioned back then than now. So yeah, tons of resources you can see. This is Chi, if you want to call it that. It goes through everything. Stay with me here. It's the encouraging force of evolution. It's the energy. It's the ecstaticity of life. I don't have words, guys. And this is what we do. We use the senses to create. We manipulate this matter. We are a conglomerate of the same thing that we manipulate into a more beautiful pattern, one that satisfies our sacredity. Yep, my man Alex Gray. Let's go. Yep. So these meridians, these are our synapses. This is where the energy travels. And the various capacities of our intelligence, right? The throat chakra. An open throat chakra won't allow you to Fusro Da guy into oblivion. That's from a video game, so maybe 3 people got that. And so a blocked throat chakra, oh my god, guys. It causes tension here. You become quieter. You hold back what you want to say, what you want to communicate. That's the tie of the science to this energy. This energy is designed for us to communicate, for us to speak the truth, information, right? Our language is a clever way to convey information so that between 2 consciousnesses, they can understand each other in the 3D physical realm, right? So there's an etheric form of communication, there's a physical form of communication, and we are this etheric substrate, and that's okay. It's okay that we are. It's okay. Okay. This is from kundaliniyoga.org. If you don't want to go to hot yoga on a Sunday with your Aunt Carol, you can do it in your room with just these simple exercises. Okay. So the spine is the thickest meridian in our body. It's what conducts the most intelligence, so enhancing its quality enhances all aspects of health, emotionality, your psychology. So that's available in the guide. And this meditation, and this is an official meditation, guys. This is like from official people, I swear to God. It's only 2 to 3 minutes, or 2 to 5 minutes. Yeah, you're doing the yoga and you're sensing into yourself. What did I just do? What are my emotions doing? Am I more aware? And all of this it's about noticing. You're just intentionally noticing things going on in your consciousness to allow your brain to understand those things. We've only ever understood anything through observation and the re-observation of that information, thinking about it, right? Encouraging our neurology to develop, and then suddenly we get a eureka moment, connecting of neurons in our brain to suddenly understand. Okay, so that's where introspection is. It's in our brain. So when we help the body by allowing it to conduct this energy more cleanly, we become more aware, we can let go of things more easily. And yes, we do get to a place of emotional liberation. Yes, it is possible. Yes, dark days will happen. It'll have us regretting every single moment of our waking existence, but that's okay. We will rebound to the permanent neurology that we've created through these exercises. That's the benefit of the day, is that you get to impact the body in a way that will make it better tomorrow. That's evolution. Makes sense, right? Definitely obvious. Okay. So, that's it. That's the sip of the book. Thank you all for staying. Oh my God, it means the world. And I'm going to say goodbye. Black Airbender on Instagram has some wonderful offerings. I will check that out. Hello, Ifiku. How are you? Starseed, you're welcome. Where can you get my book? Through my bio. Yep. Don't be afraid to book a call either. I'd love to talk with you. Everyone. Doing a hoodie shirt that Goad stores your nonprofit? Yes. So the nonprofit, we're trying to turn it into a self-sustaining machine. And yeah, it's kind of a side thing for a lot of people. I want it to be the main thing. Carol, what's up? Will you be my aunt? You don't have resources that I have. We all share resources, my friend. Come on, where's the humanity? propensity of co-creative energy. Yes, I love it, Todd. Speak your game. My perspective on the state of the world? Sure. Oh my gosh, I missed. The state of the world. Well, we all need help. We all need help. We can be helpers. We can ask for help. We can tackle these critical world systems. I wrote something down over here about this. So I'm writing the Ascension Agenda. The Ascension Agenda. It's going to be a public document so that we can learn, so that we can direct our energies into critical world problems such as mental health, education, survival and security, governance, and commerce. And we need the people to do that. We need the average person to start to become enlightened. So we all need help, and it just comes from enlightenment and faith and what you can do in your own life to experience the ascension of our world. So choose a thing. You can be an apprentice. That's where education is going. Instead of schools, it will be zones, like intuitive environments, like the music room, the engineering room, and there instead of teachers, it'll be sort of assessors, people who intuitively kind of navigate or help the child or the person, whatever, navigate their intuitive path of what they want to learn and create for the world, and how to map it to all of that. Instead of classes and things like that, we have to foster a sense of I want to go to school as a kid. So the state of the world, we can address any one of those problems. I'm personally trying to help with education and mental health. So talking about my cannabis and psilocybin experiences and trying to reawaken ancient spirituality. Thank you, Mr. I'm going to call you Official so I don't offend you. Mr. Official, you're amazing too. No problem, Four Hoof. Thanks for being here. Okay. All right. Yes. Thank you, everyone. We might read later or tomorrow or sit and do the questioning. I don't know if you guys like the streams of consciousness. I don't know if you've had to sort of brace yourself through my personality. I don't know. Okay? I'm a man in his car talking to a piece of glass. I don't actually see or know you. So I'm doing my best. Okay, goodbye.